Everyone, so today we're doing the diagnostic math quiz for term 2 week 1, and let's solve. It's all past material. We already know this, we took it in the final. So wait, let me just show all the options. So they want the correct options. The domain of f of x of radical x plus 5 is the set of all real numbers greater than or equal to negative 5. We know that you cannot have a negative number under the radical sign, but we can have a 0. So we need to find what number gives us 0, which here it's negative 5, and it's all the numbers greater than it. That's it whenever you see a radical. And that's it. So this one is definitely correct. Except negative 5? No. Because if it's except negative 5, it means you can't have 0, but you can have negative numbers. So this is wrong. The domain of any quadratic formula you see, its domain is always all real numbers, no exceptions. So no, because this is whole numbers, and this is no because there's an exception. Whenever you see a thing like this that has a denominator, you can have any number in the denominator other than 0. So it's all real numbers except the thing that makes the denominator 0. So here it's x plus 1. What makes x plus 1 equal to 0? Negative 1. So except negative 1, so this is correct. Here it's all real numbers. No, it's not. It's except what makes it 0. That's it. Let's move on. So here we have a quadratic formula. Let's analyze it. Negative 3 means opening downwards. X minus 1 squared, which means axis of symmetry is whatever makes negative 1 negative, whatever makes it 0. So here what makes it 0 is 1. And negative 9, that's your vertex. So our vertex is 1, negative 9. And we know that its y has to be, since it's opening downwards, less than or equal to anything negative 9. Opens upwards? No. Opens downwards? Yes. Vertex, it's 1, negative 9, not negative 1, negative 9. So no. Vertex is the highest point on the graph? Yes, because since it's opening downwards, the range of values of y is all real numbers greater than? No. And this is wrong. X equals 1 is the axis of symmetry? Yes, it is. And that's it. Now let's move on. Here, you do one thing. Put all the values in your calculator. Negative 5 into negative 5 squared minus 4 into negative 5 plus 9. All you need to do, put it in your calculator, you're gonna get this answer. Definitely. Let's move on. Here we need to analyze graphs. It's easy. So to find these 2 points or these 2 answers, you look at the graph. Negative 2, and here is 6 because it's between 4 and 8. And the increments are of 4. So 4, and there's 2 boxes. So our increments are by 2. So here it's 6. So our answers are gonna be, it's supposed to be x minus h. Since h is a negative number, since h is negative 2, it becomes plus. So that's why we put only 2. And 6 is our y of the vertex. Now we use any point on the lines to find a. So I'm gonna use 4, 0. So 0 equals a into 4 plus 2 in absolute values plus 6. So 0 equals wait, this is 4 plus 2. So 4 plus 2 is 6a, because you need to multiply by a, plus 6 equals 0. So 6a equals negative 6. A equals negative 1. To make sure if it's negative 1 and it's opening downwards, you have the right answer. That's how you find it. That's it. Moving on. We're gonna have now a quadratic function. Same thing. You're gonna see the vertex. It's here. It's at 2, negative 2. So it's minus 2, minus 2. Now this, we do the same thing. We find any point on the line. 3, 0. So 0 equals a into 3 minus 2 squared minus 2. And we solve. 1 squared equals 1 minus 2, 1a, sorry, my bad. 1a minus 2 equals 0. So a equals 2. This is 0, not a. So a equals 2. a minus 2 equals 0, a equals 2. And that's how you find it. Now, moving on. Here it's about inscribed angles. So look, we know that two angles intercepting the same arc are congruent. So we have this angle intercepting this arc. And we also have this angle also intercepting this arc. So if this angle is intercepting this arc and it's 74, then this angle must be the same. So it's also 74. And that's how you solve it. Now let's move on. Here, the same idea, but this is an isosceles triangle, right? Because they told us it is. So all sides must equal 180, and this side is equal to this side. So we need to find it. So 180 minus 50 is 130. 130 divided by 2 is, meaning each angle of these are 65. Each angle of this is 65, and this one and this one are intercepting the same this arc, then x must also equal 65. That's it. That's how you find your answers. This x answer in an isosceles triangle is always like the base angles, by the way. Moving on. Okay, whenever you see this shape, don't even think. Just do this one equal this one. 6x equals 48. X equals 8. That's it. All you need to do. Moving on. Okay, here we know the rule. An interior angle, when you have an angle forming inside your circle, you do angle. So angle equals half arc 1 plus arc 2. So I'm gonna replace it with numbers. 70 equals half x plus 50. So how do you solve this? You multiply the 70 by the half, or well, by the reciprocal of it. So 70 by 2, you multiply it, you get 140 equals x plus 50, and x equals 90. That's how you get your answer. Now moving on. When you have a shape like this, when you have a tangent and a secant. Secant is anything passing through the circle 2 times. Tangent is anything what touches the circle once. You do small part plus whole thing. Times whole thing. So 10 times 10 plus 30 equals x squared. So x squared equals 10 times 40, so 400. X is the radical 400. Radical 400 equals 20. That's how you find your answers. Now, let's move on. 3 questions left. Easy. So now, we just need to look at the graph that has the horizontal line test. Here, definitely loses because you have 3 pairs touching the same time. Here, you're definitely losing because they're always gonna be touching, especially at this point. Here, see, they're touching the same, they're touching twice. It should only pass through the horizontal line once. Here, it passes only once. No matter where you go, you're only gonna find one point on the horizontal line. Here, definitely not. And I don't think this is, no, it is. Anyways, here, it's also one line, one dot per line. See, they never touch. So these 2 are the only correct answers. Now move on. Okay, here they want us to put composite functions. So they want g rho f, which means you take f and you put it at every time you see an x in g. So 3 into 4x minus 2 squared minus 8 times 4x minus 2 plus 5. So now we solve 4x minus 2 squared first. 4x squared is, by the way, this is it's a minus b squared, which equals a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, if you forgot. So 16 x squared minus 2 times 4 is 8 times 2 is wait, so 2 is 16, sorry, minus 16 plus 4, which is 2 squared, into 3, by the way, don't forget to keep it into 3, minus 8 times negative 8 times 4x is negative 32x. Negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16 plus 5. Now let's expand this. So 3 times 16 squared is 48 x squared minus 48 plus 12 minus 32x plus 16 plus 5. Now we're gonna put like terms alike. I'm gonna start solving here. So 48 x squared is the only x squared, so we keep it. Here we have 48x and 32x minus both, so you have to add them. So minus 48x plus minus 32x is minus 80x, and then you have 12, 16 and 5. When you add them, you're gonna get plus 33, and that's how you solve this question. Now let's move on. Okay, this question's easy. Here, to find the inverse of any function, you just need to do one thing. Every time you see an x, replace it with y. So negative 5 y plus 2 over 3y minus 1 equals x. So 3xy minus x equals negative 5y plus 2. Now we need to keep you need to keep all the values with y on one side, everything with x on the other. So you move this here and this here. So 3xy plus 5y equals x plus 2. This can be rewritten as as y into 3x plus 5 equals x plus 2. Now you need to cancel this from this side, so you need y alone. So y equals x plus 2 over 3x plus 5, and that's your answer. That's how you find it. Oh wait, that's the last question. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a nice day, and see you next time.